I want to tell you that the Gaten Brinks King's Chamber wall, right? Hidden wall. Everybody looked at it on TV. They were sitting down on their couch and turned on the news station and saw their camera robot going through the King's Chamber Pyramid AIRSHAFT and taking a photograph of a wall, a hidden wall. You say, so why is that so important, Laurel? Everybody that saw it had the light of God in them and they were watching TV, but they didn't use the light of God up on the wall. In other words, you look at things with the light of God, you're going to see special hidden information, special geometric shapes. And that's why in this video, you're going to see the Gaten Brinks King's Chamber hidden wall that LAURELDSMITH, Chicago, Illinois, enlarged. You're going to say, what is it? Guess what you see in the hidden wall behind the King's Chamber AIRSHAFT? You're going to see a Giza Sphinx face with eyes, nose, and a mouth and a royal Egyptian headdress. You say, that's news, brother. That's right, because remember, they tried to tell you Israel started Judaism in ancient Egypt after they left Babylon. But it's the African continent children of Ham, stone Babylonian 6-point star, that they brought into Judea desert, the Judean desert. So here we see, wait a minute, that's what behind the hidden Gaten Brinks King's Chamber wall? That image, you're going to blow it up and put it on your video? Yeah, it's Genesis 49 chapter and 8 verse, Giza Sphinx lying in the tribe of Judah face. Roy, just like if I took a camera and stand in front of the Sphinx and took a picture of his head and rolled Egyptian headdress, that's what's on Gaten Brinks hidden wall. I call it wall 2. But how come nobody else never reported it? Because they brainwashed about science, books, false theology books, false archaeological textbooks. And you say Channel 7, NBC, all of them showed the Gaten Brinks wall live. This was a live broadcast all across America of the hidden wall behind the King's Chamber. You say, so what's so significant? You had major news media using special cameras couldn't detect the Giza Sphinx face. That's serious. Major news station networks broadcast the wall all across the internet. You said, so what you telling me? All these people using cameras and turning their TVs on and watching, they all have the light of God. But none of them utilize that light as it flows through their eyes and through their brain to discern the truth. And what you saying? I use that light. And you're going to see the video. So I took the same wall that was shown to millions upon millions of Afro-Americans and humans all around the world behind the King's Chamber AIRSHAFT. And what did I see? Islamic Aramaic Dead Sea Scroll script. It's a whole line of them going down. And so I'm going to show you the black man facing a lion body behind the King's Chamber hidden wall, AIRSHAFT's hidden wall. Aramaic script. So if you can read Aramaic, read my script. Read the script surrounding the Giza Sphinx, lying the Judah face. So there's a real Sphinx face behind the King's Chamber AIRSHAFT hidden wall. Yep, I call him Giza Sphinx 1. Now, what's next? The Giza Sphinx look just like the Giza Sphinx in front of the pyramid that's behind Gaten Brinks hidden King's Chamber wall 2 AIRSHAFT. So now what? Well, not only do the Giza Sphinx face have a royal Egyptian headdress, and it look like a spitting image of the Sphinx in front of the Giza pyramids, but this is a hidden wall about 200 feet up the AIRSHAFT, right? And there's a Sphinx face with Aramaic script. Yep, but it gets, you're going to see the video and you're going to say, man, you made an archaeological discovery. But check this out. The Sphinx was denied in the King James Bible in a theological based form of racism by white people from Europe. The 72 Greek and Hebrew scholars 400 years ago that were appointed to study the Islamic Aramaic Dead Sea Scrolls, they had a theological based form of racism as they looked at the ancient African holy structures and buildings. So no one had come clean with the black man called the Giza Sphinx lying in the tribe of Judah being taken above the atmospheric regions of planet Earth into our region of space. But that's what the pyramids was trying to commemorate, and that's what those stone Babylonian style pyramids, 6-point star, was trying to commemorate. Why? Because there's a Sphinx face on the Babylonian stone 6-point star at the bottom. You say, look at that, you enlarged it. That's right. You said, so you seeing things with the light of God to your eyes that ordinary humans is not showing or seeing. But not only that, I'm putting it on video and enlarge those images. So you prove that the white man lied about the African continent, children of Ham, Babylonian stone, 6-point star, origin of ancient Judaism. Right, because the white man is telling you in the Bible that white European faced Israelites in the book of Psalms 105:23 left an all-black kingdom of Babylonian kingdom that already has a stone 6-point star and entered into ancient Egypt and started Judaism. So squash that lie. There's no white people being the origin. White European faced false Israelites being the origin of the Jewish 6-point star. You said, you got proof? Look at my video. The oldest city in the Bible is Black Kingdom of Babylon. Step pyramids and stone 6-point stars with central suns. And the Giza Sphinx face. That's the key word. So the Giza Sphinx line of Judah was denied in the English Kingdom in the Bible. Now we see that face appearing on the oldest city in the Bible. Stone 6-point star. Now we go to the pyramid, the Giza pyramid. The hidden Gaten Brinks King Chamber AIRSHAFT wall. I call it wall 2. So I enlarged it. You say, look at that. There's a Giza Sphinx face just like the Giza Sphinx face in front of the Giza pyramid. And LAURELDSMITH of Chicago, Illinois discovered it. If you wanted to give me a call, just 773-375-8003. Yeah, it's a major discovery. Right? So when you talk about the Giza Sphinx face line of Judah, origin of ancient Judaism, you erase the white false European state of Israel. In fact, if you get in an airplane and go to Israel and go check hands with the president, you're going to see a white man, a white-faced European in a black suit called Netanyahu. Now go on the streets, you see white-faced Israelites. So what are you saying? Erase that word Israel out of the English King James Bible. Why? Because the Bible is 400 years old. And you say, who wrote it? White people from Europe. What's his name? King James. White man in Europe with a pen sending 72 Greek and Hebrew scholars to Africa to study your ancient African history. Ancient black man face online. So your Bible is totally lying to you about the biblical light that comes up every day, which is the black man facing the line, body faces east towards in front of the pyramid. That's the biblical light of 1 John 1:1. Now we remember, that's the light that grows fruits, vegetables, apples, and oranges for the entire world. Okay, that's the same light we see with the electron microscope going around all the chemical circular cells that make up the human body. So you say, okay, you have more to talk about that light. That light sees. Just think of a magnetic rotating ball of hydrogen like platinum, shining 93 million miles away across the black outer reaches of space. That's the biblical light that creates the world, because how many colors in white light? 7. So if you see how light materializes into our earth. We have a red ball in the center of the earth through a volcanic eruption, real hot lava comes dripping down the mountain. Now when it cools off, become rock, iron, granite, and all sorts of metals. So okay, so what you're proving is no white man created the world. That's right. Tell your students that. Tell your teacher that. Tell your brainwashed Sunday school churchgoers that. So what created the world? Ancient Egypt, lion sphinx of the tribe of Judah, winged sunness, or Malachi 4:2, or Psalms 84:11. That same light comes every day is what Psalms 84:11 was talking about. The biblical light that existed in the black outer reaches of space before creating the Babylonian world. So what happened? Well, that's what the Sphinx message was all about. The light of your soul, Ka'anba, the light that created the world. The light of the tribe of Judah message was erased and denied in order to put Jesus in the God position. The Jesus that has a penis underneath his white robe, and the bearded old white false man-based Lord God word religion image of Jehovah. Jesus and Jehovah both had white robes, they both had penises. They both take a shit like you every night. So what? Break it down. That's the false man-based European Lord God word religion images that Afro-Americans is praying to in their churches. A man that takes a shit just like you do every evening. A man that has a penis underneath his white robe called Jesus, or the bearded old white man image of Jehovah. You saying, so what? You've been deceived, brother. Just wake up and face the facts. Stop telling people Jesus and Jehovah created the world. When the light in your body, the light that grows fruits and vegetables, apples and oranges, the light that the Giza Sphinx line of the tribe of Judah facing east toward the sun in front of the pyramids. That light is what 1 John 1:1 was talking about. As the biblical light that existed in the black outer regions of space before it created the 5 billion year old world. So I think I covered most of what I had to say as a new archaeological, theological based discovery of LAURELDSMITH of Chicago, Illinois. But you see, hey, look, there's a Sphinx face behind Gaten Brinks, King's Hammer AirShaft hidden wall. Well, it's a major discovery. But in the Bible, they don't talk about African continent kingdom of Babylon, because that's where the oldest stone 6-point star is. You said, what? You going to show on your video? Yeah. You said, and what does that do? It exposes the false man-based image of Jesus and Jehovah. You said, what? I'm telling you, if you ever want the truth, Jesus didn't create the world, nor did Jehovah create the world. No man with a penis underneath his white robe was in outer space before the earth was created. You say, okay, so now you're getting somewhere. That's right. You have a penis. Moses had a penis. You said, what? Elijah. All these prophets in the Old Testament had penises. And they all took a shit after they raised up their white robe. So if Jesus has a penis and he has to take a shit, if Jehovah has a penis, or be the old man image of Jehovah, he has to take a shit. Stop praying to the man. You've been deceived. Stop praying to the European King James false man-based European Lord God word religion characters. And what should I pray to? The light, man. That's what's all around you. That's what's shining 93 million miles away across the black outer regions of space. It's the biblical light that the Sphinx was up listening with the pyramid. At 12 o'clock noon, you stand in front of the Northeast African pyramid. Look straight up. You're going to see the sun directly over the tip of the pyramid. You say, what? That's the throne of light. Get Jesus out of the picture. Get Jehovah out of the picture. Force him down the toilet stool. No man that has a penis underneath his white robe can be called your Lord God. Okay, in the same way with Islam. You say, so what's it? Man can never take the place of the biblical light. But the light is in man. But man wants to take the credit for creating the earth, which the light created. So you say, okay, you expose the ignorant level of the false man-based European Lord God word religion characters. Yeah, because we already see that 400 years ago, the white man Bible, people in English speak English. People in Europe speak English. People in England, you say, wait a minute, what you talking about? I'm reading a European white man's lie about my African continent. What do they call that? The English King James Bible? That's right. You say, so you tell me the white people, the children of Shem, lied about the children of Ham. That's right. And so you said, so wait a minute, what about Japheth? They are the ones with the big nose, the Chinese and Japanese. You said, they call it Japheth? Oh, no! So even if we include Japheth with Ham, that's cool. Why? Because look at a black man with a big thick nose. Now look at a Japanese with a big thick nose. Now take a Japanese girl and a black girl, a Japheth, children of Japheth, Japanese girl, and the black girl. Put them both in miniskirts. He said, man, look at that. That black sister that got a thick nose, big titties. Now look at the Japanese girl or the Chinese girl. You said, oh, look at that. She's got big titties. They both got the same shape and the same thick nose, beautiful round face. You said, okay, so what happened? If Japheth is the extension of the African continent children of Ham, Chinese and Japanese are brothers and cousins. The European civilization, you can't even try to connect them. Now you say, well, wait, look. You got some Chinese and Japanese that almost look like Europeans. Well, look, the European has a thin nose, right? But the children of Shem, but the children of Ham and Japheth have thick nose. Look at the statue of Buddha. Look at all the black statues in Japanese wall art. You say, okay, so what? They are brothers and cousins. So I don't think it would be trouble in the world if China and Japan took the ruling supremacy of Europe away. You said, wait a minute. You telling me erase Europeans off the map, off the globe? If you erase Europeans off the map and off the globe, there won't be nobody attacking Africa in the Old Testament called Greeks, Romans, and Philistines. Okay, you said, what? Think about it. The only so-called apparent newcomer to the earth is the European Gentile nations. Why? They have thick nose. Their skin does not like the sun because sometimes they get sunburned. But wait a minute. What are you telling me? The throne light of ancient Egypt, the throne light of ancient Judaism, the sun in the center of a 6-point star. That seems to be the order of the universe. The biblical light supremacy over mass or matter, even human bodies. But now here we have a European that took over Africa, civilization, that denied the light and called them, and now these white-faced Europeans call themselves Israelites. Go to Israel, you see white people saying, I'm Israelite. Look at the president of Israel today. He's a white-faced man in a black suit. Now look at the American president. It's a white-faced Trump in a black suit. They look like white man and white man with a black suit. So you saying, so what is it? What is it? Stop talking about Israel. Israel do not belong in the Bible. European-faced children of Shem or European takeover of Africa, of Ham, of Judah. So what should be? Everywhere where you see the word Israel in the Bible, that's what the word Judea. You say, so wait a minute, you tell me Israel was placed in every place in the Bible 400 years ago when the white man was writing your African history, 66 books, studying Islamic Arabic Dead Sea Scrolls. You tell me Israel was placed everywhere in the Bible where the name Judah appears. That's right. Or Judea. Right. You say, okay, wait. Judah, the black man faces an unaligned body. He is in the back of the king's chamber, hidden AIRSHAFT, Gaten Brinks. Behind the king's chamber AIRSHAFT wall, that's the black Giza Sphinx line face with Aramaic language and dome of the rock-shaped eyes. You said, wait a minute, you telling me you took the same wall they showed on NBC, CBS, worldwide, when the camera went through the AIRSHAFT and discovered the hidden wall, Gaten Brinks' hidden wall in the Giza Pyramid. Right. So you telling me this discovery of yours shows that there's dome of the rock-shaped eyes in the Sphinx skull. Okay, now, that's it. Now let's go back to ancient Babylon. We have a stone 6-point star with a sun, which is 1 John 1:1 biblical light, the sun. That creates the world. So, and the black people had it right. The sun, the biblical light, creates the world, and the 9 planets. Fruit special is the origin of your car and box, so like my life. The white man going to come along and put a screwdriver in the mix. What? The white man going to come along and take the sun out of the 6-point star. That's why I'm showing you the real Babylonian black Sphinx on the stone 6-point star with 12 planets. You say, okay, so what is this? The Sphinx is in the 12th planet era of Nibiru. So what does that say? It says tons of truth. Why? Because remember the book of Genesis, 49 chapter 8 verse? It said, Judah's alliance wealth from the prey by sundown going up. He cast down to the line and there's an old line. Up. What is up? Prophet Elijah was called up. In the glory circle of will let you fall. The only city that explains the book of Genesis, thou art going up, talking about the black man facing on his body, is Babylon. You say, okay, now we're getting somewhere. So now what? In Babylon, we see a stone 6-point star with a central sun. The sun is surrounded by 12 circles representing planets. So what? Where's Sphinx? In the 12th planet of the Nibiru area. That's where his face appears. That's right. So now what? We already talking about black man origin of Judaism. Black man origin of but what was this lion Sphinx of Judah denied for in the Bible? In theological based form of racism. By who? European children of Shem. What is King James? A white man from Europe. So the white man from Europe, King James Bible telling the truth? No! You don't see a white man telling you in your African King James Bible text. I mean, go to your Afro-American churches. You don't see the churches talking about the lion Sphinx of the tribe of Judah. You say what? Well, first of all, the word terminology is brainwashing Africa. They speak about Israel and not Judeans. Okay, now just let's say a 1-2 the 1-2 name terminology vector. Israel was placed in the Bible. That word Israel. Every place where the word Judaean appears. You get it? Okay. So, if you go back in time and say, erase Israel out the Bible, then all you have is the African continent, stone, Babylonian, 6-point star. Black people leaving Babylon in Psalm 105:23 and crossing the Judean desert, the area between Babylon and Egypt. You say, oh, now I see the picture. Only if you erase the false European state of Israel out of the Bible. Say what? Because look at A on the African continent and B to V-shaped land to the right side of the African continent, eastern coastline. Squeeze A and B back together. Now you have a black man facing A, Africa, Egypt, going east, straight line, intersects the Judean desert. You say, okay, so I don't see no white Israel. I see black children of Ham in Judean desert, black children of Ham in Babylon, starting kingdom of Babylon, black children of Ham in ancient Egypt. So in Babylon and ancient Egypt, we had stone step pyramids, the step pyramid of Dothan. Okay, you say, well, what? Can you count? Can you spell? Can you read? The white man take your ignorance as an opportunity to deceive you. So you're telling me if it's stone step pyramids in ancient Egypt, stone step pyramids in Babylon, a stone 6-point star in Babylon, the oldest 6-point star with the central sun. Don't let the white man use your geographic ignorance against you. You say what? If you ever viewed the step pyramids in Babylon, you see 1, 2, 3. Ever viewed the step pyramid of Dothan in Egypt, you see 1, 2, 3. Now what? Now, put them side by side. You say, oh my God, look at that. So the step pyramid of Dothan, land surface line makes the dome of the rock outer wall that supports the golden dome, step pyramid E image. Look at my video. You say, look at that. So Jerusalem is an architectural building structure of the African continent, children of Ham. You see step pyramids on the wall that supports the golden dome. Written on the wall now. You say, okay, so what, you don't see no Israel crap. So when white people took over Judea, they called themselves Israelites. Now you say, wait. Judah, African continent, Lion Sphinx of Judah. I got to educate ministers and preachers about that. What does the name Judah means? You say, it's right, because you've been lied to by the white history teacher, white college teacher, white theologians, white Bible teachers. So, now, break it down. Well, doesn't it seem strange that the oldest city on the African continent, Egypt and Babylon, children of Ham, has the black man face on the lion's body facing east toward the sunrise? And you say, called the Lion Sphinx of the tribe of Judah. You say, okay, so what is that? Judah is the name of a king. The kings of Judah. But every king rules over a piece of land. You say, okay, I got it now. Now you can see where I'm going at. So if the Lion Sphinx of the tribe of Judah is connected to the African continent, children of Ham, Babylonian stone step pyramids, then we have come full circle. We have a stone black man. We have a stone 6-point star in the oldest city in the Bible, Babylon. It has a central sun. Now, the area between Babylon and Egypt is the Judean desert. And we see stone step pyramids in the Judean desert. You see it on my video. Okay, now we see stone step pyramids in the Dothan. You say, okay, so the white man teaching you in school, high school, and college, it's using your ignorance against you about your ignorance of geography and your ignorance of archaeology. You say, okay, so what are you showing? I'm trying to educate black people about the origin of Judaism in the oldest city in the King James Bible is Babylon. Started by black African continent children of Ham and Egypt. They both have step pyramids. that both have 6-point stars, but the older 6-point star is in Babylon. And why is that so important? Because that 6-point star don't have Jesus in the center, don't have the white bearded old man image of Jehovah. It has the sun. You say, oh, okay, now we're getting somewhere. Okay, so the white man tried to replace the sun throne of God on earth as your Lord and King. So you praying to a white man as your God, you've been deceived. And so, as soon as we squeeze the African continent A, I put big red A there, back to B, we're going back to a time before the Babylonian flood of Noah. So now we have one huge African continent. Now remember, going east across the Euphrates River, from the Giza Sphinx line in the tribe of Judah, the black man faced on the lion's body in front of the Isaiah 1919 Giza pyramids. So this is Genesis 49, chapter 8, verse, Gaten, Ethiopian lion thinks of the tribe of Judah. That was denied by European Gentile nations in the King James Bible, in a theological based form of racism. But if we go back in time and squeeze A, African continent, northeast coastline, back to B, then any traffic out of Egypt going east across the Euphrates River will end up in the Judean desert. That's at the top of the V-shaped piece of land. Remember, the V-shaped piece of land, here's Judea at the top, Jerusalem under Judea, and then Syria under Jerusalem, and then Iraq and Babylon, which is where Babylon is, under Syria. Now Arabia is at the tip of the V-shaped piece of land. So this is a no-brain teaser. Why? Because tell your geography teachers, your math teachers, your historian teacher, your history teacher, and your archaeologists, and your theologians, your ministers, preachers, and pastors, that LAURELDSMITH of Chicago, Illinois, has geographically shown that before the Babylonian flood of Noah, we had one huge African continent if we squeeze A back to B. So that means the black man facing on the lion's body that we now see cast down in front of the Isaiah 1919 Giza pyramids ruled over the entire A and B area of Africa. This includes the what the book of Genesis called the Babylonian step pyramid E civilizations of Ham. Babylon, the first kingdom in the Bible, started by the African continent civilizations. Everybody on the African continent is referred to as the children of Ham in the 400-year-old mistranslated European King James text. Everybody in Europe is referred to as Shem. Everybody in China and Japan is referred to as Japheth. So you can't ease Europeans on the African continent in the Old Testament. If so, they would be invaders. They would be called Greeks, Philistines, and Romans. Okay, so there's no European Jesus or Jehovah being connected to the one huge African continent. If we go back before the Babylonian flood of Noah and squeeze A back to B, what do we see? Well, on the African continent, well, we have huge Giza Sphinx pyramids connected to an elongated here, the 4 fingers and 1 thumb on each hand, 3 fingers and 1 thumb on each hand, willing to will like Old Testament UFO aid. So these are the Ezekiel's glowing circle of willing to will like UFOs that was in over Judea, Jerusalem, and Babylon and Egypt. But you say, wait a minute, we going back before the Babylonian flood of Noah time period, which Europeans tried to do in the book of Genesis in order to ease a group of Europeans upon the holy land of the Giza Sphinx line of the tribe of Judah. That means Judea and Jerusalem, okay, and Egypt. But you can't bring the European-faced children of Shem or the false European state of Israel into a one huge African continent before the Babylonian flood of Noah. They're up in Europe. The Ice Age, ice-covered snow caps. And so, as soon as we squeeze the African continent A, I put big red A there, back to B, we're going back to a time before the Babylonian flood of Noah. So now we have one huge African continent. Now remember, going east across the Euphrates River, from the Giza Sphinx line in the tribe of Judah, the black man facing on the lion's body in front of the Isaiah 1919 Giza pyramids. So this is Genesis 49 chapter 8 verse, Gaten Ethiopian lion thinks of the tribe of Judah. That was denied by European Gentile nations in the King James Bible in a theological based form of racism. But if we go back in time and squeeze A, African continent, northeast coastline back to B, then any traffic out of Egypt going east across the Euphrates River will end up in the Judean desert. Welcome to LAURELDSMITH of Chicago, Illinois, nonprofit home video and artworks creations. In this particular video, we will be looking at new archaeological, theological, and astronomical discoveries of LAURELDSMITH of Chicago, Illinois, nonprofit home video and artworks creations, as they uncovered the architectural origin of the octagonal building structure in Jerusalem called the Dome of Rock. As it turns out that we see images of this octagonal building structure that has a golden dome, outer wall, stone rectangular window frame area as step pyramid E images, in which actually confirms the step pyramid base in that surrounds a stone cross-shaped building structure in Lalibela. Welcome to LAURELDSMITH of Chicago, Illinois, nonprofit home video and artworks creations. In this particular video, we will be looking at new archaeological, theological, and astronomical discoveries of LAURELDSMITH of Chicago, Illinois, nonprofit home video and artworks creations,
as they uncovered the architectural origin of the octagonal building structure in Jerusalem called the Dome of the Rock. As it turns out that we see images of this octagonal building structure that has a golden dome, outer wall, stone rectangular window frame area as stepped pyramid